What's up guys, my name is Chris, or Presenterator, and today I'm bringing you a different guide again, more support oriented for the bot lane, and that is where to ward. This was requested previously from me, and so I figured I would do it. Now this is going to be for the blue side, I will then do another video for the purple side, and this is going to cover the laning phase, so where you are going to want to ward while you are laning. And now there will be things that change, so if the enemy jungler is spending a lot of time like hanging around like all these areas, like, you know, they keep invading, keep catching your jungler out, then you're going to want to kind of ward in your jungle, like right here for example is a good place, because then you can see, and don't forget about the trick, you can actually stand right there. I'll show you it. You can stand right here and ward over into this bush here. So I'll do that with the 1 minute ward. You just stand right at the top, and there you go, there's a ward in that bush. Nice and safe, you don't have to run right up to it. Alternatively, you can ward in this bush. This is a good one again, because you can see if they come in right here. So just stick a ward there, you'll be able to see if they run into the jungle. This way you can help your jungler out if he's getting invaded a lot. And then also for your own safety, you can ward right there to make sure that they don't come around and gank you. Now with these wards combined, pretty much, that sounded like some sort of Captain Planet thing then. Yeah, with these wards all together, you will not get ganked from behind. So if you are like farming here with your AD carry, then you will be safe. Now, I should have really bought pink wards to show you this, but there's no one else in the game with me, so it doesn't really make much difference. But if you know, which is when you're on this side, I will show you later on, but a common place to ward is this tri-bush right here from the purple side. And so if you buy pink ward and you ward this area, regardless of whether or not they keep coming in your jungle, then you will be able to deny their vision. And then there's a couple places you can ward here. Now this all depends on how the lane is pushing. Like, let's say your lane is getting pushed back to here. You don't really need to worry about being too heavily warded, but if you guys are pushing, the further up you're warded, the better. So if you stick a ward right here, it does two things. Firstly, it lets you see them coming from quite a while away. Like if you're pushed right up to like around here, farming, trying to push them into the tower so that they get denied their minion, then you will have plenty of time to see them and back off. Another thing is that you get to see the dragon, so if it's getting around the point when dragons are going to start being a point of contention, then you'll be able to see that quite well. And then the last thing is, you'll actually see them coming if they come from the blue buff entrance, which is great because it also can help your mid laner out. If you put your ward right there, that's a good ward, it's perfectly fine, don't worry about that. But then the problem is, if your mid laner keeps dying because they're not warding, just putting one this far out, if you can do it safely, could save his life, because you'll see if the jungler comes from this way, he will see them come up this way, and then depending, they might go up here. You can see this from the ward, you'll be able to see if they head up or if they head this way. So if they disappear into this bush, chances are they're either going to invade or they're coming up like this way. So last thing I want to talk about is just the bottom bushes for this vision here. Now again, depends on what the enemy jungle is doing as well. If they are lane ganking quite a bit, having a ward maybe right here is a good thing, because you will see them if you guys are like just farming around here. You'll be able to see them coming into this bush. If they have an enemy Blitzcrank or Thresh and you guys are getting pushed quite hard, just stick a ward in there so that your lane partner doesn't have to worry about it necessarily. It's more peace of mind over anything, just the fact that they can see the person, they kind of know when it's coming, you can gauge it a little bit better. So that is it for the blue side. Let's go to the purple side. So now we're on the purple side, the top side. It's very similar, but there's some little differences that you're going to want to kind of pay attention to. Firstly, from this side you have this ward, okay, so if you just kind of stand around there and then just plop a ward right there, you'll see where it was. I've got another video I'll link after this video so that you can see that, but you'll be able to put a ward in there. Blue side doesn't have the advantage of really being able to do that. Another thing is, when you're playing as the purple side, the main ward, I would say, like, again, it depends on positioning in the lane with your AD carry. Like, if you are pushed, that's a great ward, because you can see if they come down the river or if they go through tri. And then the other thing that would be a good idea to do would be to have a ward in either of these two bushes in case of lane ganks. Now having a ward right there and a ward right there grants you vision, even if they go through this tri-bush. Because if they go through the tri-bush and then they come out this way, you're going to see them with this ward. If they go through the tri-bush and go down towards the lane and want a lane gank, you'll see them there. So having two wards there is very good. Obviously, just having a ward flat out in there is always good. So if you are pushing up, having that ward there is very, very useful. Just because you can see if they come straight from there. Now, this is more something you'd want to do if you were coordinating with the jungler, but keeping this red buff warded is it's always a pretty decent idea. I forgot to mention on the last one, if you're blue side, when you do eventually get the tower down and you start pushing, you're going to want to ward this push, because then you can see if they come from down here, because that's where they'll try and cut you off. But so you can do a similar thing here. You can put it in the red buff if you wanted to see it. Now, if the enemy mid laner is coming down bottom a lot, which they may very well do if you guys are pushing, like if your AD carry is pushing the lane with you, you might want to put a ward again outside the dragon. The reason I go so far up is just so you still have vision on the dragon. It's just great for having vision there, and also it's usually where they'll have a ward, and so if you have a pink and you put one there, it's usually a safe bet you will be able to get a kill on a ward, especially when it's close to the time that you're going to be trying to kill dragon. Now, if your mid laner isn't warding this bush here, or this lane, this entrance, then the enemy mid laner, I mean, you know, if they just disappear, like backwards, let's say they go around here, and they go out of the vision of the enemy, you're not going to see them. They might come down here, and they might head towards Tri, and so you don't know if they're going to come this way with the jungler to gank your lane, or if they're going to go down the river to do that. So this one, I would say top side doesn't have as many issues really. I mean, it's a similar setup, but the fact that most times, honestly, more often than not, sticking a ward in this bush is usually going to be enough for the laning phase, that you don't really have to worry about it. But if the enemy mid laner is roaming quite a lot, let's say they've got a roam heavy champion, they've got a Diana, or they've got a Katarina, something like that, someone who can come down bottom and kill you guys very quickly, then you might want to consider putting a ward up here, just so you can see them before they get down there, because they might not always do this, especially if your mid laner isn't properly warding or like telling you stuff's going on. Because I mean, they might go back to base. You know, your mid laner might go back to base, and the enemy might push this wave out just really fast, just destroy everything, and then just run down the river. If you've only got the tri-bush warded, you're not going to see them come down. So it's always a good idea to do that. And then again, like, there's not really a lot else. I mean, if you're getting pushed, like I said, this is always a good place to ward. If you can't get there safely, if they've got you pushed, going around there is good, and then just sticking a ward right there. Let's say you have to farm under tower safely. At least that way you'll be able to see if they're in this bush or if they're in this bush. And like I said, even if they come through tri-bush, if they want to gank you, they have to go through one of these two things. Now, if they have a dive champion, if they have a champion who is going to come and dive you, then there's some things you can do to kind of not prevent the actual dive, but at least stop them getting killed. They might still get the tower. But if you ward this tri-bush here, or if you just kind of ward the entrance here, I mean, again, depending on where they are entering from, it's always hard to tell. If you've got a ward there, you'll see them, and so if you're thinking they might come from like this area, you know, they might go in this entrance and then come down this way. But again, same thing, this ward will catch them no matter what. So if they come in here, they're going to be waiting for the lane to push. If you're with your lane partner, just ping them away, just say, you know, be careful, run away, and then just go. And like usually if you're a support champion, you'll have some sort of CC. If I had my knock up, I could just aim it towards there, and then just run, and as soon as they try and move, pop it up again. And then we'll get away. They will probably get a kill, get a tower out of it, but at least you guys won't die. So that's the most important thing in that situation. One last thing I should have gone over really with the blue side, I kind of forgot that as well. If you are pushing like really hard up here, it's a good idea to do the same thing. Put a ward in here. You can put one in from like on this side of it. I don't really have any money for the wards at the moment, but you can reach the ward over this wall into here, and so you will actually be able to see them if they try and come around the back to get a kill on you. So yeah, that's pretty much everything with warding and where I think is a suitable place to do it. So I'm going to go to the outro screen. Alright, thanks very much guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and also consider subscribing if you want to see more from me in the future. If you click the video on the left, you'll be taken to the ward spot video, the kind of secret ward areas that you can get to. Very useful, very safe wards. And on the right, if you click that video, you'll be taken to the video where I show you how to see the enemy's items after you kill them. So you can kill an enemy and then see what he purchases from the shop. So you can click that and you'll find out how to do it. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.